Hi there, I'm Dark Shades, and I did a video earlier on about why we entrapped men by the way we look. Not quite sure if entrap was the right word. They do say appearances are deceiving, but who created those appearances? I was wondering, are we at fault, or are men at fault, are the media at fault? I mean, the perception of beauty. Are we falling prey to that? I think it's too ingrained not to. All the time we see images of beauty on our TV screens, in our newspapers, and it's indelible in our brain of what version of beauty we look like. Now, I have seen some beautiful regal Egyptian queens, and they have, high wraps and turbans, and they look absolutely beautiful. They have a regalness that makes them look beautiful. So that is conflicting with the westernized version of beauty and the version that the men of today tend to fall for. And I find that, if a man will be attracted to you physically, first of all. But then when they get to know you, the physical doesn't really matter unless you're totally off the mark and your behavior is abominable. Normally, I think if someone is beautiful, and that can be an inner quality as well as an external quality, the fact that they are artificial in a way in their appearance doesn't really take that much away from them, because the man has already got to know the woman on a level that surpasses superficiality. So why do we go through such lengths to try and appeal? And who are we appealing to? I mean, every person has got a different version of what beauty is. Some men will like blonde women, skinny women. Some men will like, if we're talking about black men, well, they could like blonde women as well. But, a black woman, the version of beauty, is it Halle Berry, who's got short hair? Is it Diana Ross? Is it Janet Jackson? Is it Jennifer Hudson? There's so many different elements of beauty. So when you are creating a face of your definition of beauty, who is that definition of beauty appealing to? That's a tough one, isn't it? I kind of have an image, and it's really funny because when I dress a certain way, or if I decide I want to adopt a certain image, I never attract the type of person I think I'm going to attract. Now, I've done a video about the wifey wig and the Housewives of Atlanta wigs and all those different kind of hairstyles I don, and decide whether or not what image I wish to create for that week, that moment, that event. But it's really ironic because I remember putting on a wifey wig and thinking I was going to attract somebody who was affluent, smart, academic, and the person I attracted was nothing like that. Very, very, very nice person, but nothing like that. So then I think to myself, well, what kind of image, if you did want to entrap, would you put on in order to get the type of man that you want. Because if image is first and foremost, if a man is attracted to the way you look before getting to know you, what image is that? It's quite a puzzle, I must say. I think it's fascinating. I think it's exciting. I love it. I love creating different images, and I love to see what results it brings. But it doesn't really get you what you want. That's why I believe that, I believe that relationships are ordained. I believe that they are set in stone. I believe that, it's fate. And you can be at work, you can be at college, you could be in a library, you could be at a concert, you could be in the shops, and somebody's going to get to know you. But I believe that the best friendships and the best relationships are built out of friendships, are built out of getting to know that person, regardless of how they look. Because I tell you something, some looks can be quite intimidating. So if you look too beautiful, a certain man might not want to approach you, or might not feel comfortable approaching you. They might have a perception of who you are, that you're high maintenance, or that you wouldn't be interested in them. And conversely, if you play yourself down, you might miss opportunities. So it's finding that level. So I strongly believe that regardless of what image you try to portray to entrap a man, and regardless of how many hours you spend dressing yourself and making yourself beautiful, it all comes from in here. It all comes from your soul, from your morals, from your character, from who you are, how you speak, how you communicate. That is what will bring you the result that you want. So yes, it is wise to spend some time on your appearance. It's always good to make the best of what you have. In the Bible it says God gave the person who used his talents wisely even more talents. And those who didn't use their talents, he took it away. And what that is saying is that, yes, we all have a frame. We all have a basic structure to work with. And we need to make the most of that structure. We need to make the most of our God-given talents and our intelligence and our looks, regardless. And that's why sometimes when you see these people who are blind, who are deaf, who are, paraplegic, they're still fighting, they're still doing stuff, they're still out there and getting married and getting relationships and being happy. And even if they're not in relationships, they're happy with who they are, they're happy with their achievements. So don't stop there, don't give up. A lot of people give up and say, what is the point? I can't be bothered. So many people cannot be bothered. But it's important to stay active. It's important to stay in the game. It's important to make an effort. And I know as you get older, the harder it is to make an effort. But it really is important. You make an effort with yourself. You make an effort with improving yourself, making yourself into a better person. Making yourself into a person who's more tolerant, more caring, more considerate. And sometimes if you've had bad experiences in the past, it might take you a bit longer to learn and acquire these skills. But you can acquire them if you really, really want to and you put your mind to it. So this is about being beautiful within and without. And I think I've given you enough to go on with. Bye for now.